Hey guys, this is Lamont and Tony here at Big Dogs Performance, and we want to show you something that's simple that a lot of guys forget that will cause a lot more trouble in the end when it comes to your manifolds. Guys typically forget to put the PCV filter screen on these lower intakes before they put the rubber grommet on to put the PCV valve. And without that, you will end up with oil everywhere inside your intake track.
We're going to show you how it ends up when you don't put that screen in there. This actually is a customer's intake manifold that he got from us. It was a stage 2 ported, and he actually tightened up the coolant temperature sensor hole too much, and he cracked it. And then he had, a local guy attempt to weld it while it was still in the car, and it still didn't hold. So what we told him we were going to do, since we are taking care of our customers constantly, we said we'll do you up another lower. Come get the lower, swap it out, bring us back your lower, and we'll call it even, no charge. We'll go ahead, take his old lower, fix this, and actually make it better than new. But one of the things that we noticed when we got the lower back, his original lower, is the fact that we noticed it was full of oil on all the runners. You can see all the oil down there. And that comes from not having that PCV valve screen in the port. And what happens is the oil gets sucked in from the PCV valve and it goes through the intake system. Now, what this does, guys, and I know a lot of guys didn't even know that screen was supposed to be there. And we see a lot of posts on forums where guys are talking about oil contamination in their manifolds. Now, what the oil contamination does in your manifold, it dilutes the air-fuel ratio in the mixture. It takes up space from potential air and fuel, and it lowers the horsepower. Now, you guys gotta understand, it actually lowers the horsepower a lot more than what you guys think, okay? Because it's contaminating the mixture. It also greatly reduces the combustion chamber efficiency because you get a lot of carbon built up on the intake and exhaust valves. You get a lot of carbon and burnt oil on the combustion chamber on the top of the pistons, and it just wreaks havoc. Over time, this oil, over time, it collects any dirt, okay? And what that does, it actually hurts the flow of your cylinder heads because it takes up space that can be occupied by air-fuel ratio or air-fuel mixture. And that reduces the amount of, air and fuel that's available to the cylinder. Also, it can create, black soot in your headers, your mufflers, and your exhaust system. That one little screen can do all of that. And this is a video that we've been meaning to do. We're kind of super busy, but we saw this and we said we need to get this video out so people can see. You can actually buy that screen for around $10 to $12 at your local auto parts store. And we'll go ahead and we'll post a picture and the name of it right now. So you can take that picture and the name, take it down to your local auto parts store, and you can tell them you want one of these if you don't currently have one. And you simply just pop off your PCV valve, pop off, like Lamont said, the rubber grommet, put the screen in, put everything back on, and you'll be good to go. Now, over time, the oil that's already in your intake manifold will eventually work its way out, over time, through the heat cycles of the motor running or whatsoever. It'll work its way out. If you have been running for an extended period of time without that screen, then you may want to take your upper off and manually clean it and then put it back on. The lowers, I'm pretty sure if you don't have one of our ported manifolds, your lower is not going to be like this. But on our manifolds, our ported manifolds, the lowers, everything is tapered towards the intake port. So eventually the residual oil that's left in there will make its way to the cylinder head intake port, and it will pretty much be okay. If you take your upper off, you can stick a rag down here from the top here. You can stick a rag down and clean all of it out without taking the lower manifold off. Just make sure you don't leave the rag in there when you put everything back together. We're not, responsible for that. But yeah, you can clean them out if it's pretty bad. If it's pretty bad, what you can do is take some carb cleaner or parts cleaner, and you can soak a rag, take a screwdriver down, a long screwdriver, and just, wipe it down pretty good. Make sure everything is dry. Make sure you don't drop anything into that intake manifold, because then you'll be taking the intake manifold, apart, and just clean it that way. So just letting you guys know a little tidbit that can save you guys a lot of headache and also prevent you guys from losing any power. So once again, this is
Lamont,
and this is Tony over here at Big Dogs Performance. See you guys
at the track.